Meditating. We have this image of meditation being this beautiful lotus position that we just sit in that looks supposed to be comfortable, but quite frankly, it's not. So, the first step in meditating is finding the seat that works for us. Everyone will be different, but just know that you want to try to get your hips higher than your knees. Because when our knees are higher than our hips in meditation and we're not open enough, it starts to put strain on our hips. And how can we meditate if all we're thinking about is, this really hurts, this really fucking hurts, ow, I want to not sit like this anymore because it hurts. Then we start moving and fidgeting, and then the whole meditation experience is not as great as it could be. This is what we see people doing in meditation. It's this lotus position. And honestly, I find this really uncomfortable. I never sit like this. I don't really see the point other than it looks cool. But here's what I do. And I made this realistic. So I want you to go around your house or apartment or whatever and find some big books. I would say phone books, but those don't really seem to exist very much anymore. So I just found thick books that I can use to sit on that'll elevate my butt. Set those down, and then you can even just take a pillow and put that over. It'll make it more comfortable. And then I just found a blanket, and I put it over the seat like this. And that'll give me a nice place to rest my knees and my feet on. So, if this is comfortable, you can absolutely sit like this with you could cross your legs, or you can put one foot in front of the other. Or, this is what I do. I find that if you have tight hips, and this is really uncomfortable for you, you can even go on your knees like this. This is my personal preference, but everyone will have their own method that's comfortable for them. As long as you can sit comfortably without feeling any pain or strain in your legs. And once you find your seat, you're gonna close your eyes and you're gonna start scanning your body just to make sure that you're not holding any tension anywhere. So you can start from your feet or from your head, and then you just go from one body part to another, just releasing your forehead, then releasing the temples and all of the little muscles in the sinuses and in the cheeks, in your jaw. And then you can release your tongue, release your throat, release your collarbones, and release your shoulders. Releasing your heart. Feel your heart beating inside of your chest. Then you move down to your belly, and you feel your sit bones rooting into the ground, as if there's like roots growing from the bones in your butt. And then releasing your arms too, and your fingertips. And you'll notice that if this is your first time doing this, you hold tension in places that you were never aware of. So already you're beginning to bring more awareness into your body. Amazing. So after that, we have to start meditating. So we have this concept of meditation being like, oh, my mind is empty and I'm not thinking about anything. But that's not the point. The point of meditation is to find a focus and try to stay there the best you can. I hear so many people say, oh, I can't meditate, I have a monkey mind, or I'm too anxious, and the whole point of meditation is just, it's not to be good at it or bad at it, it's just to observe what happens. So everybody has a monkey mind. I have a monkey mind. Everyone. When we start meditating, we can begin to observe the monkey mind and then remember what we're doing and then go back to our focal point. You can focus on anything. You can even keep your eyes open and stare. You can stare at the floor and notice what color it is. Notice the patterns on the ground. I personally like to focus on my breath, and I think that's a good place to start because our breath often matches which mood we're in or how we're feeling. So we can begin to bring more awareness and get to know ourselves a little bit more. So I like to focus on the sensation of breathing, the breath coming in and out of my nose. So when I'm sitting there and meditating, I'll bring my focus to the tip of my nose, and then I can feel where I can feel the breath. So usually it's just at the beginning of my nostrils, I can feel the air coming in and coming out. And I keep thinking about it, I just observe it. I notice the quality, so it might be short, it might be really long breaths. Maybe the air is warm, maybe the air is cool. Sometimes it starts to itch a little bit, and I don't itch it, I just leave it. Try your best to just leave any itches and just observe them and say like, oh wow, it's itchy. I wonder how long that will last. And then eventually it just goes away. Just like everything in our lives. We get really frustrated or angry, and then eventually it goes away. Instead of staying caught up and being like, oh, I have to itch, you just, oh, maybe it'll go away. And then you realize that the itch wasn't so bad. And while you start noticing your breath, you will eventually notice that your thoughts go elsewhere, and then you're thinking about dinner, or you're thinking about what time you have to go to work, or what time you have to leave to go to work, or whatever those thoughts, thoughts arise, life happens, we get all sorts of stuff in this mind, and then eventually you're like, oh, whoa, I'm meditating, and then you go right back to the breath. There's no point in saying, oh no, I didn't focus on my breath for 2 minutes, I'm so bad at this. It's, oh look, I didn't focus on my breath for 2 minutes. That's cool. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. You just try, you just practice. The more you are willing to commit to sitting every day, the more you'll be able to focus and notice the effects of meditation. I would recommend starting with no more than 5 minutes if you've never meditated before. You can pick a time of day to do this. It could be in the morning right when you wake up, or later in the day before you go to bed, or whenever you find the time. If you have an hour between shifts or an hour between whatever it is, you can certainly find 5 minutes in your day to do this. And some of the benefits of meditating are you'll feel less anxious, more relaxed, less stressed. You'll feel more aware of what's happening around you, more aware of yourself. You find that naturally you start to just care more about how you treat yourself and how others are treated. You'll find more ease and more peace. Learn to be more patient in life, to be able to sit with your feelings, and waiting for things to pass don't get so bad, because you can always just keep breathing. Thank you.